And now we're onto the tail. This is a pretty impressive part of this heli. It doesn't look it right now with the pieces, but when it's put together, this is a pretty unique setup. And just the boom size is just massive. So looking forward to getting this whole part of it put together. We got a couple of the parts apart. We're going to check over the bearings, grease the thrust bearings, get everything where we need to, and then do a reassemble. That part of the tail boom is done. And man, look at that ass. That is something different for a lot of helis for sure. And it just looks good. It's clean. Very nice, clean, sleek look. I like it. Now we got to get this on and move to the front gear portion of the tail boom. Well, we got the gear assemblies in, main gear, auto rotation gear, belts in, boom slid in the back. You can kind of see she's sort of coming to life here a little bit. A couple things I got to do on the tail yet. I got to fasten these pieces in. I just still got to set the right location for the boom, the tail push rod rather, supports. I'll get those all set. But you can kind of see then once it booms in, it really is just these two. It's hard to see. There's one here and one in here. Here you can see them from the top. Those are the clamps that actually hold everything into place for the boom. So I just have it kind of snugged right now just to set belt tension a little bit. But that'll be one of the things we come back as we finalize. We'll set belt tension. I'll get the boom straight as we're working on the final assembly and setup. Once I got the lower portions of the frame on and everything sits a little bit better. Now onto the motor mount. So I got the components for that laid out here. Motor mount bracket, framework, pinion gear. We're using a Scorpion 4035 500 on this one. I don't know if you can really see it on there with the glare from the light. That's what we're going to try. I have this actually from another heli that worked really well. So that's one of the parts we're recycling. New heli, recycled electronics, but this thing's going to fly great. I have confidence. So I just want to quickly show this with the motor assembly on the plate, but how this metal piece looks on the bottom where everything's secured to. You have upper part of the shaft is a bearing, you have a bearing down below, the pinion is supported top and bottom, which is pretty nice. I've seen some helis where it's just fastened to the motor or the plate, and doesn't have a lower support for the pinion. So it's a pretty nice piece the way they're done there, structurally anyway. So I kind of like that. I figured I'd show off a little bit how that looks. The motor's in the frame, and I tell you, this thing is not going anywhere. You got the two screws that go in the back. You have two with the red housings on either side, so there's four there. And then on the bottom of the frame, you have two more holding the lower part of the pinion block. So that thing is solid and secure. She is going nowhere.